Have you ever been in a room with someone who smiles at you, but deep down, you can sense their resentment? They act supportive, but something in your gut tells you they wouldn't mind seeing you fail. On the surface, they seem friendly, but if you lost everything tomorrow, they wouldn't blink. What makes these people truly dangerous is their ability to hide their true intentions. By the time you recognize their deception, they may have already caused damage in ways you never imagined. This isn't paranoia, this is reality. The ancient Stoics understood this long ago. People often conceal their real motives, and the most harmful enemies aren't strangers, they're the ones closest to you. Today, you're going to learn a hard truth. By the time you finish reading this, you'll never look at people the same way again. If you believe this doesn't apply to you, that's exactly why you need to hear it. Because the people who secretly resent you don't want you to see through them. Why some people secretly want you to fail? Stoicism teaches us to see the world as it is, not as we wish it to be. Many of us like to believe that our friends, family, and colleagues genuinely want the best for us, that they'll celebrate our success and be happy when we win. But the truth is, many people don't want you to succeed. They may never say it out loud. Some may not even fully realize it themselves, but deep down your progress makes them uncomfortable. Your ambition, your discipline, and your growth serve as a painful reminder of their own shortcomings. Instead of improving themselves, they choose to resent you. But here's the catch: their hatred won't always be obvious. They won't openly insult you. They won't directly try to bring you down. Instead, they'll undermine you in ways so subtle, so calculated, that you won't even recognize what's happening until it's too late. How? They sabotage you without you. Realizing these people disguise their resentment behind fake smiles and empty compliments. They downplay your achievements, make passive-aggressive remarks, or plant seeds of doubt in your mind. They might discourage you under the guise of giving advice. They might support you in public, but talk behind your back in private. They might act like your biggest cheerleader while secretly hoping you stumble. If you don't recognize these behaviors, you risk wasting years trusting the wrong people, confiding in those who don't have your best interests at heart, and allowing hidden enemies to get close enough to sabotage your future. But once you open your eyes to this reality, you take back control. Because when you can see through the lies, no one can manipulate you again. Take back your power. Awareness is your greatest weapon. Pay attention to the way people react to your success. True supporters will uplift you. Fake ones will find ways to diminish your achievements. Surround yourself with those who genuinely celebrate your progress, not those who secretly resent it. Learn to recognize the difference and never forget. The stronger you become, the more hidden enemies will reveal themselves. Let them, because once you see who they really are, they lose all power over you. Fake praise. The hidden weapon of resentment. Not everyone who applauds you wants to see you succeed. Some people will smile and offer words of encouragement, but beneath the surface, they're hoping for your downfall. Their compliments sound supportive, but if you listen closely, you'll notice the subtle undertones of envy and resentment. This is fake praise, one of the most deceptive forms of hidden animosity. It's not meant to lift you up, it's designed to make you doubt yourself. Those who secretly resent you won't attack you outright. Instead, they'll disguise their negativity as flattery, carefully crafted to shake your confidence. How to recognize fake praise. Pay attention to how they compliment you. Wow, you're finally getting your life together. It's about time. You're so lucky things just work out for you. I wish I had as much free time as you to do that. At first glance, these statements may seem harmless, but something about them feels off. That's because they aren't genuine admiration. They're veiled resentment. These individuals won't openly challenge your success. so instead they subtly undermine it. They want you to second-guess your achievements, to believe that you don't fully deserve them. How to handle fake praise. When someone offers a compliment that doesn't feel sincere, don't react emotionally. Instead, observe. Is this a one-time comment, or is there a pattern? Genuine support is consistent and uplifting, while fake praise always has a hidden edge. The worst thing you can do is try to defend yourself. That's exactly what they want. If you say, "No, I worked really hard for this," they'll dismiss your effort with a casual, sure, but you still got lucky." Never give them that satisfaction. Instead, simply smile, nod, and move on. Let their words hang in the air, meaningless and powerless, because at the end of the day, their fake praise is nothing more than empty noise. Sarcastic jokes, the disguised attack. Some people mask their resentment behind laughter. They pretend they're joking, but every sarcastic remark carries a deeper truth. They mean exactly what they say. Sarcasm is the coward's way of insulting you without facing the consequences. It allows them to take cheap shots while hiding behind the excuse of humor. When you react, they dismiss your feelings with, "Relax, it's just a joke." But it wasn't a joke. It was a deliberate attempt to undermine you. How sarcastic. Jokes reveal hidden resentment. Pay attention to the way they speak when you share your ambitions. "Oh, so you think you're the next Jeff Bezos now?" When you mention starting a business. "Trying to be a model now? Good luck with that." When you start working out. "Wow, your boss must really like you." When you get a well-earned promotion. They don't openly discourage you, but their sarcasm is designed to make you second-guess yourself. Their laughter isn't innocent. It's a defense mechanism. Your progress reminds them of their own stagnation, and instead of improving themselves, they try to bring you down. Why they do it? Every step forward you take makes them uncomfortable because it highlights their lack of growth. Sarcasm is their tool to keep you in place. They want you to laugh along, to start questioning yourself, to think, "Maybe I am being ridiculous." If they can make you doubt your own goals, they win. The right response. The worst thing you can do is take the bait and react emotionally. Sarcasm thrives on your response. Without it, their words lose power. Next time someone throws a sarcastic insult at you, don't engage. Instead, hold eye contact for a second longer than usual, then remain silent. Let them sit with their own words. A real joke is only funny if both people are laughing. If only one person is, it's not humor, it's an insult. And you don't entertain insults. Silent competition. The hidden battle you didn't see. Coming. Some people can't stand to see you succeed, not because they dislike success itself, but because they can't bear watching you move forward while they remain stuck. Instead of celebrating your achievements, they feel the need to compete, dismiss, or downplay them. You mention your new job and suddenly they have to emphasize how much harder theirs is. You share an exciting milestone and they brush it off with a lukewarm, "Oh, that's nice, but I've done that before." You talk about improving your life and their first instinct is to question your choices or change the subject altogether. This isn't just normal conversation. This is silent competition, one of the clearest signs of hidden resentment disguised as friendly dialogue. It's a subtle, ongoing battle where they work behind the scenes to make sure your success never outshines theirs. The hidden danger of silent competition. Most people assume envy is obvious, that it looks like open jealousy or direct hostility. But real envy is much more insidious. It's the passive-aggressive remarks, the forced smiles, the subtle attempts to undermine your confidence. These individuals won't confront you outright, but they'll constantly shift the focus back to themselves, making sure they always appear ahead of you. Some will do this by subtly discrediting you. "Oh, you got a promotion? Must be nice to have connections." Others will disguise their resentment. as concern. That's great, but are you sure you can handle that kind of pressure? And the most manipulative ones will try to make you doubt yourself. You've changed. Success is making you different. How silent competition manipulates you. The real danger of silent competition isn't just the negativity, it's how it conditions you to hold yourself back. Many people fall into the trap of defending their success, feeling the need to justify their hard work, downplaying their achievements, keeping quiet to avoid making others uncomfortable, shrinking themselves, dimming their potential to maintain relationships. But here's the truth. Real success will cost you certain relationships, and that's okay. If your growth threatens someone's sense of self-worth, that relationship was never strong to begin with. True supporters don't feel the need to compete with you, they grow alongside you. How to handle silent competitors. 1. Stop explaining yourself. You don't owe anyone an apology for evolving. Never water yourself down to make others comfortable. 2. Observe their reactions. A fake supporter will only celebrate you when they feel superior. The moment you surpass them, their energy changes. They become distant, indifferent, or subtly critical. When you see this pattern, cut them off. 3. Move strategically. Stop sharing your plans with people who secretly want you to fail. Some individuals don't need access to your next move. They only stay close to keep track of your progress and compare it to their own. Your growth will reveal. Whose real success exposes people. It will show you who was genuinely rooting for you and who was simply pretending. And that's a blessing, not a loss. So when you recognize silent competition, don't waste energy trying to fix it. Don't beg for support. Don't shrink yourself to keep them comfortable. Just keep winning. Keep leveling up. Keep proving without saying a word that their envy has no power over you, because nothing frustrates a silent competitor more than realizing that no matter what they do, they can't hold you back. Subtle sabotage. The hidden betrayal you never saw coming. Not all opposition comes from obvious enemies. Sometimes the people slowing you down are the ones who claim to support you, friends, family members, colleagues, those you trust the most. They don't openly challenge you or argue against your ambitions. Instead, they quietly place roadblocks in your path, making sure your progress stalls without you even realizing why. They don't attack you directly. Instead, they give you misleading advice, not out of ignorance, but to ensure you fail while believing they were trying to help. Withhold valuable information about opportunities that could change your life. Distract you just when you're making progress, steering your focus away from what truly matters. Plant doubts in your mind, making you second-guess your every move. Promise support that never materializes, leaving you stranded when you need them most. Their words might sound encouraging, but their actions tell a different story. You trust them because they don't act like an enemy, but every time you move forward, something or someone seems to hold you back. Why subtle sabotage is more dangerous than open opposition. Most people assume that if someone isn't directly opposing them, they must be on their side, but that's a dangerous assumption. A lack of support can be just as damaging as outright resistance. Silence can be as destructive as opposition. A so-called friend who always leaves you uncertain, hesitant, or stuck is not a friend. They are a quiet saboteur working against you in ways so subtle that you may never suspect them. The worst kind of sabotage doesn't look like sabotage at all. It's the friend who forgets to mention an opportunity that could have changed your career. The coworker who accidentally misrepresents you to your boss. The family member who always makes you question your abilities right before you take a major step forward. They won't outright tell you to stop pursuing your goals. That would be too obvious. Instead, they make you hesitate, delay, and second-guess yourself, knowing that doubt alone is enough to kill momentum. How to recognize and handle subtle sabotage. 1. Stop trusting words over actions. People won't always reveal their true intentions, but their patterns will. If someone consistently causes confusion, delays, or regret, they are a problem, whether intentional or not. 2. Pay attention to how they impact your progress. Do you feel more uncertain after talking to them? Do their helpful suggestions often lead to setbacks? Do they always seem to have an excuse for why you should slow down? If someone's presence in your life consistently holds you back rather than pushes you forward, they are not on your side. 3. Cut off the distractions, the doubts, and the delays. Stop giving energy to people who don't genuinely want to see you succeed. Stop expecting those who secretly resent your growth to help you grow. Stop allowing others to control your momentum through subtle manipulation. Your biggest obstacle isn't always external forces, it's often the people who pretend to support you while quietly keeping you stuck. Recognize them, distance yourself, and most importantly, keep moving forward without them. The truth about genuine support. Who's really in your corner? You never truly know who supports you until you succeed. When you're struggling, people will offer sympathy, words of encouragement, and gestures of kindness, but that's not real support. That's just social politeness. True support isn't about how people treat you when you're down, it's about how they react when you rise. This is where many people make a mistake. They assume that just because someone stood by them during hard times, they must be a real friend. But watch closely when things start going well for you. Do they celebrate your success with enthusiasm? Or do they go silent, distant, or indifferent? Nothing exposes hidden resentment faster than personal growth. If someone is genuinely on your side, your success will inspire and uplift them. They'll be proud of you, motivated by your progress, and eager to cheer you on. But if they secretly resented you all along, your achievements will feel like a threat, and they won't be able to hide it. Signs of fake support disguised as friendship. They were always available when you were struggling, but now they're suddenly too busy. They used to check in regularly, but after you started winning, they stopped reaching out. Their energy shifts when you surpass them. They become distant, uninterested, or even dismissive. Their congratulations feel forced, brief, or robotic, as if they're only saying it because they have to. They acknowledge your achievements only when others do, never taking the initiative themselves. Understand this: they were never truly for you. They were comfortable when you were struggling because it meant you weren't a threat. They enjoyed being your equal, or even feeling superior to you. But now that you've elevated, their mask slips. The jealousy, the bitterness, the discomfort, it all starts to show. Stop ignoring the signs. Many people try to rationalize these shifts in behavior. They make excuses, tell themselves they're imagining things, or try to rekindle the friendship. Stop doing that. Stop gaslighting yourself into believing their coldness is unintentional. If someone truly cares about you, they want to see you win. They wouldn't be indifferent to your success. They wouldn't act like your achievements don't matter. Because when you genuinely support someone, their victories feel like your own. The difference between real support and fake support is simple. Real support is natural, enthusiastic, and consistent. Fake support is hesitant, forced, or non-existent. It's the friend who mutters "congrats," but immediately changes the subject. It's the colleague who only acknowledges your promotion because others did. It's the family member who acts completely uninterested in your success. Their words might be polite, but their energy never lies. Let go of those who can't celebrate you. This is a truth many people struggle to accept. Not everyone who smiles at you is happy for you. Some people only stayed close because they felt secure knowing you weren't competition. Others only offered help because it made them feel superior. But now that you're winning, now that you're stepping into your full potential, they can no longer hide their true feelings. Their silence speaks louder than words. Their absence is your answer. So stop holding on to relationships out of history, loyalty, or attachment. History doesn't equal honesty. Loyalty doesn't equal love. Attachment doesn't mean alignment. If someone was meant to walk with you into your future, they would never feel threatened by your growth. But if your success makes them uncomfortable, if your elevation makes them disappear, then they were never meant to stay in your life. Let them go. And never shrink yourself to make them stay. Recognizing subtle disrespect. When silence speaks louder than words. Not all disrespect is loud and obvious. Some people undermine you in ways so subtle that when looked at individually, their actions seem insignificant. But when you step back and see the pattern, a different picture emerges, one of calculated dismissal and quiet belittlement. They constantly interrupt you, not out of excitement, but because they don't think your words hold value. They never ask about your goals, your passions, or what matters to you, because in their mind, your life isn't significant enough to be worth their attention. They talk over you in conversations, dismiss your opinions with a sigh or an eye roll, and minimize your successes as if they were nothing. The worst part? They do it in a way that makes it difficult for you to call them out. If you challenge them, they'll laugh it off, accuse you of being too sensitive, or insist they were just joking. But every small act of disrespect is intentional. Every subtle dismissal is a quiet way of telling you that they don't value you without them ever having to say it outright. The psychological game of quiet disrespect. This isn't just rudeness, it's a form of control. Their goal isn't to argue with you, it's to condition you. They want to make you second-guess yourself, to hesitate before you speak, to question whether your thoughts and feelings even matter. And over time, it works. Little by little, you start doubting yourself. You hesitate to share your ideas. You shrink in their presence. You start believing that maybe you're the problem, that maybe you're overreacting, but you're not. You've simply been made to feel small by someone who thrives on diminishing others. This is psychological warfare, and if you don't recognize it, you'll spend your energy trying to prove your worth to people who have already decided they don't respect you. The only way to win is to stop playing, stop explaining yourself, stop trying to convince them to treat you with dignity. Stop expecting respect from those who go out of their way to belittle you. Respect is not something you should have to beg for. If someone consistently makes you feel unheard, insignificant, or invisible, the solution is simple. They don't belong in your life. And when you walk away, don't explain yourself. Don't waste time trying to make them understand what they did wrong. They already know, they always knew, they just never thought you'd have the strength to leave. So disappear from their world and watch how quickly they realize that mistreating you was their biggest mistake. Because the truth is, people who disrespect you never believe they're losing anything until you're gone. Understanding passive-aggressive behavior. The silent attack. Some people don't have the courage to confront issues directly, so instead they resort to passive-aggressive tactics, subtle, indirect attacks that allow them to hurt you while maintaining an innocent facade. They won't openly admit they're upset. Instead, their behavior shifts in ways that are hard to call out. They become distant, cold, or unresponsive. They take longer to reply to messages, withhold affection, or suddenly start excluding you from conversations. Instead of addressing issues head-on, they use sarcasm to deliver disguised insults, making remarks that sound like jokes but are designed to undermine your confidence. For example, they might comment on your outfit with, "Oh, you're really wearing that? Bold choice." Or they'll minimize your achievements with, "Congrats on the promotion." But honestly, anyone could have gotten that. On the surface, these remarks seem harmless, but their true purpose is to make you second-guess yourself. Why passive-aggressive people are dangerous. What makes passive-aggressive behavior so harmful is its deniability. These individuals create emotional turmoil without ever taking responsibility for their actions. They subtly attack you but leave no clear evidence, making it difficult to hold them accountable. You sense something is off. Their energy shifts. They go from warm to cold, supportive to dismissive, engaged to indifferent. But when you bring it up, they act innocent, insisting that you're overreacting. This is intentional. Their goal isn't just to hurt you, it's to keep you confused, frustrated, and doubting yourself. While you're trying to decipher their mixed signals, they're maintaining control. They thrive on your overthinking, your emotional reactions, and your attempts to fix things. The more energy you spend trying to understand their behavior, the more power they hold over you. How to handle passive-aggressive people. The only way to win against passive-aggressive manipulation is to stop playing the game. Don't react emotionally. They are trying to provoke a response. Don't give them that satisfaction. Detach from their behavior. Recognize that their actions are a reflection of them, not you. Refuse to engage in their mind games. If they won't communicate directly, don't waste your energy trying to decode their intentions. Set boundaries. You deserve clear, honest communication. If someone repeatedly makes you feel like you have to guess what's wrong, they are not emotionally mature enough to be in your life. At the end of the day, relationships, whether personal or professional, should not feel like psychological warfare. If someone constantly plays games with your mind, manipulates your emotions, or refuses to communicate openly, they are not a friend, a supporter, or someone worthy of your time. Recognize the pattern, refuse to participate, and move forward with people who value honesty and respect. Gossip and backstabbing. The silent betrayal. People who secretly resent you rarely confront you directly. Instead, they undermine you behind closed doors, spreading rumors, twisting your words, and turning your personal struggles into entertainment for others. When called out, they feign innocence, pretending they had no idea their words could cause harm. But it's not just the gossip itself, it's the way they do it. They don't openly attack you. They strategically plant seeds of doubt in people's minds. They disguise their negativity as concern, saying things like, "I love them, but don't you think they've been acting a little arrogant lately?" Or, "I hate to say this, but they've really changed and not in a good way." These comments are designed to make others question you without making them seem like the villain. The strategy of a backstabber. True backstabbers operate in the shadows. They lack the courage for honest confrontation, so they manipulate others to do the work for them. Instead of addressing issues with you directly, they create doubt, stir drama, and ensure that when you enter a room, people have already formed a negative perception of you without you ever saying a word. And unfortunately, it works. People are quick to believe gossip, slow to verify facts, and easily swayed by social pressure. That's why the most dangerous enemy isn't the one who openly opposes you, it's the one who pretends to support you while quietly damaging your reputation. It could be the so-called friend who listens to your secrets, only to use them against you later. The family member who pretends to care but subtly discredits you to others. The co-worker who is friendly in person but constantly undermines you when you're not around. These individuals are far more harmful than an open adversary because, at least with an outright enemy, You know where you stand. How to handle gossip and betrayal. 1. Distance yourself from negative people. If someone is comfortable gossiping to you, they are likely gossiping about you. 2. Never waste time defending yourself. People who spread rumors have already made up their minds. Your energy is better spent on growth, not explanations. 3. Keep your personal life private. The less information you give to those who don't truly support you, the less ammunition they have to use against you. 4. Surround yourself with people of integrity. Those who value honesty and loyalty won't entertain gossip or believe hearsay without evidence. If you discover that someone has been speaking negatively about you, don't argue, don't explain, and don't seek validation. Simply remove them from your life. A person who has the time and energy to damage your reputation is already beneath you. The best response is to move forward in silence. Keep your circle small and let your success speak for itself. Control disguised as care. Not everyone who claims to care about you genuinely wants the best for you. Some people don't openly oppose you, argue with you, or try to compete, but they do try to control you. And they do it in a way that makes you believe they are protecting you. They dictate your choices, influence your thinking, and limit your opportunities, not out of love, but out of fear of losing their hold over you. Their control is wrapped in concern, disguised in phrases like, "I just don't want you to get hurt," or "I'm only saying this because I care." But there's a difference between genuine care and subtle manipulation. The difference between care and control. Real care empowers you. It helps you become stronger, more independent, and more confident in your decisions. Control, on the other hand, weakens you. It fosters dependence, making you feel like you need their approval before taking any step forward. They don't challenge your choices because they see danger. They challenge them because they fear losing their influence. They plant doubt in your mind, not because you're incapable, but because your ability to think and act on your own threatens their power. They present their restrictions as wisdom, their limitations as love, and their interference as guidance. But if someone truly wanted to see you grow, they wouldn't make you feel guilty for making your own decisions. They wouldn't try to shape your future to keep you within their reach. Recognizing the hidden trap, many people mistake control for protection. They assume that just because someone has always been there for them, that person must have their best interests at heart. But the real question is, are they encouraging you to take risks and grow? Or are they constantly urging you to wait, slow down, or reconsider? Do they support your independence, or do they subtly make you feel like you can't succeed without their guidance? Does their advice help you move forward, or does it always keep you in a place where they remain the dominant force in your life? This isn't love. This isn't wisdom. This is control. And it is one of the most dangerous forms of hidden resentment because it comes from people who present themselves as mentors, protectors, and guides. Their goal is not to see you succeed, it's to make sure you never grow beyond their influence. Breaking free. If someone truly cares about you, they won't fear your independence. They won't guilt you for making your own choices, and they won't manipulate you into staying small. So pay attention. If their concern always leads to you feeling dependent, hesitant, or unsure, it's not care, it's control. If their advice primarily benefits them, emotionally, socially, or financially, it's not guidance, it's manipulation. If their kindness disappears the moment you stop following their script, it was never kindness, it was control in disguise. The moment you start thinking for yourself, watch how quickly their concern turns into criticism. See how their support turns into guilt tripping. Notice how their warmth fades when they realize they can no longer dictate your choices. That's when you'll know their care was never real. It was just a leash in disguise. And now for the first time you have the chance to break free. envy in disguise. Not everyone who smiles at you is happy for you. Some people don't just resent success, they resent your success. They may never openly admit it, they may even pretend to be supportive. But deep down, they believe they deserve what you have. They convince themselves that they worked harder, that they're smarter, that life has been unfair by giving you opportunities instead of them. And because they refuse to confront their own jealousy, their envy doesn't show up as direct hate. It surfaces in subtle, calculated ways. The hidden signs of envy. They make passive-aggressive remarks disguised as jokes. They downplay your achievements, calling them luck rather than effort. They only show up when you're struggling, but disappear when you're thriving. They never celebrate your wins, but they're the first to notice when you stumble. And the most dangerous part? They will never admit to any of it. Envy is an emotion most people are too ashamed to acknowledge, so instead of confronting their feelings, they let them seep out in small, cutting ways designed to make you doubt yourself. Pay attention. If someone checks on you when you're struggling but stays silent when you succeed, that's not support. If they compete with you, imitate you, or try to overshadow you, that's not admiration, it's insecurity. If their energy shifts when you level up, if they suddenly become distant or dismissive, you are witnessing envy in real time. Why this kind of envy is dangerous. An open hater is easy to avoid. A secret hater? They stay close enough to monitor your success, but never close enough to celebrate it. They pretend to support you while quietly hoping for your downfall. And this is where most people make their mistake. They assume that as long as someone isn't openly against them, they must be on their side. But neutrality in the face of your success is not support. If someone never truly celebrates you, they don't truly support you. If they only respected you when you were beneath them, they never respected you at all. And their silence? It's the loudest answer you'll ever get. Stop trying to earn their approval. Too many people shrink themselves, stay quiet, or downplay their success just to make others feel comfortable. They hope that if they remain humble enough, they will finally be accepted. But here's the truth. You cannot force someone to be happy for you. You cannot change the way someone sees you. You cannot make an envious heart genuinely support your growth. So stop trying the real power move. Cut them off, not with anger, not with resentment, but with silence and success. The moment you stop seeking their approval, their envy loses its power. The moment you move so far beyond their reach that their resentment becomes irrelevant, you win. Because in the end, the only thing an envious person truly fears is realizing that their bitterness has no control over you. That is true freedom. That is real power. And from that moment forward, there is absolutely nothing they can do to stop you. By now, you see the truth, just as the Stoics did long ago. Not everyone who stands beside you is on your side, so protect your mind, protect your energy, and most importantly, choose yourself. Life is too short to entertain hidden enemies. If someone is holding you back, they do not deserve a place in your life. Now that you know the signs, the real question is, what will you do differently? Let me know in the comments. And if this message resonated with you, share it, because the more people who recognize these hidden threats, the fewer fall victim to them. Now go, protect your energy, take control of your life, and never let envy stop you from rising.